What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, J Notion, and today we're going to be doing another unboxing video. So, for those of you that know, I am, or have been at least, deeply involved in the models and stuff like that of Lord of the Rings Middle-earth strategy battle game. Used to be a massive fan and collector. I've actually got 3 or 4 host boxes downstairs that I haven't even opened or painted, but I'm slowly trying to get myself into another little hobby, and I thought, well, why not go back to that, because I got to the stage where I was quite good at the painting and things like that. Not so much the game, I didn't play the game as much, but I just used to love collecting the models and the miniatures, and they just had amazing detail in them. So I was going to go back to that, but actually I found this amazing box set for a very near and dear series of mine. So everybody and their dog knows about Game of Thrones. So as luck would have it, there is going to be a brand new miniatures game for Game of Thrones. So you think Warhammer, you think Middle-earth strategy battle game, 40k, tabletop gaming is coming back in a big way with this one. So today we're going to be unboxing the Game of Thrones miniatures game, put together by Night Models. So this is obviously sponsored by HBO, which is the publisher of the TV series, and it's as it looks, guys. So you've literally got everything that you need. This is classed as the core set, so this set you back about 50 to 60 pounds. It depends on where you get it from, but this will set you back around that amount. So as you can see, it looks very, very similar to Warhammer 40k, Middle-earth strategy battle game and all that sort of thing. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at what you get in this box set, what comes with it, what heroes come with it. But this is pretty much going to set you up for the whole game. So even if you didn't buy any of the add-on packs, which I'm going to, but even if you didn't buy any of the additional packs that have got separate characters from the series in, such as Arya Stark, Sansa, Jon Snow, all that sort of thing, you could just buy this and this could set you up forever. You could just keep this could be the game. That's it, end of. Because you've got everything in here that you need to play this game. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at exactly what's in the box, what you get with it, is it worth it, all that sort of thing. And also looking at the absolute detail in some of these miniatures. Obviously these have been professionally painted and the miniatures do not come painted. So you will need a small amount of assembly. So we're going to have a look at whether it's going to be a resin base or whether it's going to be fine cast. I imagine it's going to be resin. That tends to be what a lot of these are made of now, but hit and miss. Some of the strategy battle game models are fine cast, some of them are resin, so we'll have a look at it. So normally with these plastic miniatures you have to glue them, put a bit of blue tack in or whatever to hold them onto the base. The ones I absolutely hate, which it looks like these are the ones I hate, is where you've got, I'll show you in a second, on the base itself there's normally a slit down the middle that you can click the figure in. Most of them just stay there. Sometimes you have to apply a little bit of glue, but these look like the ones where there's just no markings on the base and you have to literally glue the model to the base, which can be quite fiddly and annoying depending on if the model's got how the model's stood and all that sort of thing. But anyway, what comes in the box? So you literally get a ready to go miniature set. You get some heroes and you get some soldiers, you get some background scenery as well. So in detail you get Jaime Lannister, which is that one there, very nicely painted. Face looks a bit weird, but we'll let that slide. Cersei Lannister, which I think looks like the best out of the models in terms of detail. Looks really, really cool. Got that look as if to say, I'm going to do you over. You got the mountain there as well, which is, these are all obviously on the Lannister side. And then you've got Catelyn Stark, which is there. Sir Roderick Castle, I think his name is. Remember the old guy? The Roderick guy? He's there. You also get Greywind, which oddly isn't detailed on the back, but I think that's Greywind there. So that's Robb Stark's direwolf. And you also get 4 House Stark soldiers, which you can kind of see at the back. They're unpainted. And 5 Lannister soldiers. We also missed out Robb Stark. You get Robb Stark as well. There he is. Kind of looks a little bit like Jon Snow. So it'd be interesting to see what model Jon Snow looks like. But that's what you get. You also get the Rulebook, which is there. Don't know how many pages it is, but we're going to have a look. You also get one complete set of cardboard terrain, which is that stuff there, pre-painted. So you literally just clip it together and it's ready to go. Some people like the cardboard terrain, some people hate it. I personally think the ones like this look a bit odd because obviously they overlap. You can see sort of the overlap of it there. But there is some really good cardboard terrain out there, like farmhouses and houses and stuff that look like they're actually made of wood. So it depends on what you're into, really, I guess. But you also get 8 encounter cards, which I imagine are these here. So it's going to act a little bit differently to what you're used to if you're used to playing Warhammer and things like that. You get 120 tokens, so I imagine these are going to be like wound tokens, pressure tokens, magic or influence or something, I don't know. And you get 6 dice. So you've literally got everything you need to start playing this game. And you could, like I said, you could just buy this box set and it could set you up forever. You don't need to buy any of the other add-ons. But if you wanted the additional characters such as Jon Snow, Daenerys I imagine is going to be available at some point. I've seen a set where you get Joffrey's house, which is you get Joffrey, the Hound, Tyrion, and I think Bronn, Sir Bronn of the Blackwater. I think you get him as well with a crossbow. So I'm definitely going to be getting that one. And there's also a Stark set as well, where you get Jon Snow, Arya Stark, Sansa, and I believe Ned Stark, or it might be Summer, one of the direwolves, but that's another set. So as you can imagine, guys, there's a lot of characters from the show, and this is the base box set. So it's just between the Starks and the Lannisters, where it all started basically from Season 2 onwards, kind of in Season 1, but more Season 2 onwards. So this is where it all starts. I imagine you're going to get a Targaryen type of box set, where maybe you get Daenerys and the 3 dragons, or just the dragons on their own, I don't know. Don't know how it's going to be boxed, but I think for the price, this is absolutely worth it, especially with the Warhammer box sets and the miniatures going up and up and up in price at the moment. I looked online and some of them are like 60 to 80 quid, and it's like, nah, I'm not that much of a fan to pay that much for it. But I think what you get in this one, I think it's absolutely worth the price. And like I said, the miniatures do come unpainted. You could just put them together and start playing the game. There's nothing stopping you from playing the game straight out of the box, as long as you don't mind your miniatures looking like that, where they're just fine cast, they've not been painted. But I'm going to go gun-ho on this, and I'm going to try and do some amazing detailed paintings on it. So if you guys actually want to see something different on the channel, if you want to see something where we could just do a live stream or a video where I'm painting one of these, or I'm just doing stuff in the background and you could just watch me go through it, how I put it together, how I paint it. I'm not a professional painter, but some of the Lord of the Rings stuff I've done before has turned out pretty well. It took me absolutely ages to do Elrond, but he looks pretty swish. I painted him in line with the movies, where he's got his gold armour, blue cloak, all that sort of thing. And he looks pretty good. I absolutely hate painting faces. Faces is one of the hardest things to paint on miniatures like this. But these are done stupidly, stupidly well. Obviously a bit of Photoshop in there as well, but these are fantastically painted. And it's, you know, credit to all the people out there that can paint like this. It's amazing. So if you guys want to see more content where I'm painting stuff like this, or I'm putting stuff together, you might not give a shit, but if you do, just reach out to me in the comments. Hit me up on TikTok, Twitter, PSN, YouTube, however you want to hit me up. I've got an email contact as well on YouTube if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, and let me know if there's enough uptake. I'll maybe start putting in some live streams, do something a little bit different away from the gaming content, but obviously keeping the gaming content as the core part of the channel. But I do enjoy stuff like this. Every now and then I go back to stuff like this, tabletop games, board games, painting, things like that. It's just a nice break away from the usual blue screen TV, movies, games, where you're just kind of brain dead staring at the screen. This is getting your creative juices flowing. You really have to think about the paints you're using. Some people just think you get a paint pot out, a paintbrush, and you start painting. It's not like that at all. You've got watercolours you need to think of. There's airbrushing you can do. There's loads of different techniques. And it's quite interesting. I'm not an artist at all. I didn't do art at school. I absolutely hated it. But I just love these models. Jaime Lannister looks really, really weird, and I don't know why. I think they've fudged his face up, but everyone else looks absolutely spot on. Robb looks a little bit like Jon Snow. Catelyn, I think, looks, along with Cersei, I think Catelyn looks the best. But Cersei looks absolutely spot on, even with the scowling and the frown. So anyway, that's me. So if you want to see more of that, guys, let me know. But for the next part of the video, we're going to be unboxing the box. And as if by magic, we have opened the seal. to the other world. Here we go. So we've got the booklet, which is surprisingly quite small. I was expecting it to be mentalist size, but that's a good thing. It means the rules are simple, straightforward, all that sort of jazz. So here's all your tokens. You've also got the plastic scenery in there, so I'll move that down a bit so you guys can see. I'm not going to unbox all that because, you know, you've seen the box, you know what the scenery looks like. You've got your battle counters there. Also got your dice. There's your 6 dice. I don't know why one of them's white and the other ones are black. It might be because there's a certain mechanic in the game that makes it easier. Maybe that's a priority roll and then you've got your wounding dice or something. I don't know. But obviously they've done that for a reason. These are the cards. At the start of recount, target 2 friendly markers. Chosen ground. So these are quite hefty. But obviously these are going to tie into how you play the game. So this is kind of like your chance cards for Monopoly, I guess. And it'll give you certain edges, certain abilities in battle and all that sort of thing. Here's an example of some of the models. I'm trying to work out which ones these are. I think... Oh my god, you've got to glue them all together. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're in multiple pieces. So like the arms are missing. And it's just hell. So this is going to take a lot of gluing. So if you're not a fan of gluing, you're going to hate it, basically. And also, it is the fine cast bases. So you literally just got to glue that to the base and just hope to God that it doesn't snap. They're not the best in terms of base quality, but we live and we learn. I think that's Ned Stark, believe it or not. Because straight away I spotted Ice, his massive sword there. You see it? This is Ned Stark. So you actually get a bonus Stark model, which I didn't realise. But Ned Stark is in there, guys. Confirmed. He's not on the box, but he's in there. So maybe if you pre-order it, you might get it, because this is a pre-order box edition. I don't think there's any special characters in there. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just trying to look off camera. I think that's the Stark soldiers in that one. So yeah, you do get Ned Stark, that's confirmed. It did say when I ordered it that there is some additional soldiers separately that you will get for pre-ordering. There's some more of the soldiers. It's a little bit messy how they've been packed, but we'll forgive that. Interestingly, there are some bases that have the slot mechanic on it, so I don't know how that's going to work. Obviously it'll make more sense when we unbox it, but there are some bases in there where you can slot the models in. I'm guessing it's going to be the figure hero models because they're slightly bigger than the soldier models, so it's just one of those we're going to have to try and figure out. But all in all, quite pleased, and you've got a really nice box to keep it all in as well. I don't think there's anything else in there. No. So you've got a nice box to keep it all in when you finish playing. You could even paint these, and if you're very careful, you could paint these and keep this as your storage box as well. It'll keep all the dust off of it. This is where they would sit in there. You put your dice back in, and obviously your terrain and stuff like that will be able to go back in as well. But obviously it will be unboxed and kept separately. So a little bit disappointed with some of the models, just in terms of how they're made and how they're packaged, because I've worked with models like these before and they are absolutely a nightmare and they're fiddly as hell. And anyone that's worked with these models in Warhammer or any tabletop miniature gaming will tell you that these are an absolute nightmare to, one, glue together and to paint. They're a little bit fiddly, so but these are the kind of things that they can produce in batches quite quickly and quite easily. So it might be something that they change throughout the course of the game and the history of the game. There's a wolf head there. I don't know if you guys can see it. The camera's not going to be kind to me today. There you go. So all in all, the detail of the miniatures themselves, you can't really make any of it out, but there's a head there. I think that's our guy Stark. See him? So the detail on the models themselves are actually pretty good. I'm just hella disappointed with the material itself of the model, but we live and we learn. A lot of, like I said, the Warhammer stuff comes like that these days, and there's not much you can do about it, but they're just hell to glue together, and anyone that's worked with that will know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm going to give it a go, guys. If you want to see how I'm getting on with it, if you want like a review video after I've painted it, after I've played the game and all that sort of thing, I can put out a separate video on that. Likewise, like I said, if you want to see any more content around miniatures, whether it's the strategy battle game for Lord of the Rings or more of this stuff, if you want to see some more painting videos, if you want to just see live streams of me just sat there painting, I imagine it's going to be boring as hell, but some people enjoy it. So if you want to see more of that, let me know. And if you want to see some actual tabletop games being played once everything's painted, put together, and just to get a feel for what the game's actually like before you purchase it, let me know. Haven't been sponsored by anyone at all for this video. This is purely a personal purchase, just to give me that edge, getting back into sort of miniature gaming and painting, really, and just a break away from games. So the channel is going to obviously keep rolling with gaming content, movie content, all that kind of stuff. Game previews, live streams, that's all still there. So do not panic, I'm not changing or going off track. This is just something to add to the list and just give you a bit of a flavour. So if you guys like to see more, let me know. And until then, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit me up in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you again soon. Peace!